These niggas just talking.
Yo, how we doing, guys? How we doing, gals? Welcome to the Just Talking podcast with the nigga Nah, and we've had kind of like a slew of guests on this podcast. Let's slow it down a bit, man. Let's slow it down a bit, and let's just talk about me and how I feel. All right. We had those other guys. Now it's just back to me. All right. And I think I've said it on this podcast, and I'm pretty open about it. Because, like, I didn't seriously start. Like, I like basketball. It would be cool to watch, like, the playoffs, sometimes the finals, a game every now and then. When I was younger, I didn't really start watching the basketball until, like, 24. Basically, when I went to high school, 2014, 15. All right. That's when I really started watching it. Oh, we said favorite players, Kyrie. Like that's in the NBA right now. Favorite players, Kyrie. It's probably gonna end up being Kyrie. It's because that nigga can handle it, man. His handles, bro. You see that shit? But all right. Actually, real quick, I'm just gonna apologize. I said this podcast was coming out on Monday today for me, but probably not for you guys because honestly, I went back and there was a whole bunch of stuff wrong with the like this episode, the episode that was supposed to be this well, but it isn't this well. You feel me? Like, there ended up being a whole bunch of like audio and other fucking issues. I didn't want to deal with it anymore, so I just said fuck it, right? And I just went the other route of saying, you know what? Make a better episode of it. Just fucking re-record it, even if y'all niggas get it late. All right. Just remember, I'm late for you guys. I did this for you, not for me. I did it because I love you. All right. I just want you to know that I love you guys. I did it for you. But back to what I was saying. Like Kyrie can handle it, man. He handle it, man. He handle God. You feel me? But like, so I always like Kyrie, man. The finesse. He's the greatest. He's one of the greatest shows in basketball, bro. Enough said. And like, so I've always been like, kind of like a Kyrie apologist in a way. And I just want to talk about Kyrie and the Nets, KD and Harden, all that, all this, all my feelings about it. Because I think that sometimes I need to be able to vent. But basically, I just think that number one, I was one of the people that like from the get go was all like James Harden. Like if I'm the Nets, I'm not trading for James Harden because I have such a good core that it's like honestly, y'all just need to play together, and then everything will start to click and everything would start to fit. They had just now moved fucking DeAndre Jordan to the bench, put fucking Jared Allen in the starting lineup, bruh. He was fucking killing it. And now I realize that the reason they moved him to the starting lineup is so he could look better to the vultures, to those fucking thieves in Cleveland. So he looked better, bro. So they knew what the bang for their buck was. You feel me? And I was all like, they can get rid of Tony. I was like, if they do, they can get rid of anybody, in my opinion. Everybody else on the bench, bro. Low key, even Harris. Like, that nigga's a shooter and everything. He's great. Always need that off ball play, especially if you got a whole bunch of ISO niggas. Like, this nigga's move, just him moving is gonna be good. I was all like, you can get everybody else except Allen, bro. And like, I like Prince too. I was all like I've always been like Prince and Allen really like make their defense like click in my opinion. They're young, they stay there. So even when these niggas KD and Kyrie get older, leave, bro. These niggas aren't a bad show. If you remember when D'Angelo Russell was on that team for 1 year, them niggas are still good, bro. It was still a cool thing to watch. And that was when that was before that was when at that time Levert was injured by the time the playoffs and everything hit, and they were working against the 76ers in the first round. But basically, what I'm saying is that I knew the Nets defense was gonna tank too much the moment we fucking traded for him. So I was just like, do we really want to? So they did that shit, and I'm saying we because I'm a Nets fan because Kyrie's fan. I'm a more or less end where Kyrie ends at, or I'm just gonna end up switching to Celtics because them niggas are my second favorite team. I've been telling all my guys, bruh, that Jalen Brown could be just as good as Jason Tatum, bro. Not better, bruh. I personally always said I like Jalen Brown better. Man, all them niggas were clowning me, but Jason Tatum's better. Now wait. Let me use the voice changer for this, man. Let me make this more authentic. I don't even know what this voice is gonna sound like, but hopefully it sounds good. All right, I ain't tried this. But Jason Tatum's better. Why would you like Jalen Brown instead of Jason Tatum? Them niggas be saying that shit to me, man. You know what I did? I took that, man. I was like, fuck you. I just like the way, like, just the way it feels like Jalen Brown plays compared to Jason Tatum, bro. Jalen Brown, just like the way he plays, it just entertains me better, bro. I feel like he's more like aggressive, attacking, bro. Always pressuring on defense, bro. I just like Jalen Brown better. So I was really happy, like these past 2 years. Like last year, I was really happy the way he had progressed up there. And I was always saying he's the second best player because Jason Tatum also took a big step. But I was like Jalen Brown's the second best player, and then everybody was like, "No, Kemba is, man." They're like, "No, Kemba's the second best. Jalen Brown's a third, and you never know. Marcus Smart might be better." Them niggas really said that shit to me. They really said Marcus Smart might be. Man, fuck them niggas. But I'm not here to fucking talk about my love for Jalen Brown, bro. I'm here to talk about the Nets. So let's get back on that. I'm gonna be quick about it too. But basically, what I'm saying is for the Nets. All right, I felt like they gave up too much. Now they're shitty on defense. They lost 2 games to Cavaliers, and then they won 1 game. But like, what if I cares? They lost 2 games to the Cavaliers. That's the worst offensive team in the game, in the NBA, or it's one of the worst. It's like bottom 2 in offensive rating. So that's pretty fucking bad. I think it's really like put up on them. But I'm like, all right, those games seem worse than they are. Because I'm like, all right, number one, it's a revenge game for the first one. Definitely a revenge game for Allen and Prince because they were just traded there. So it was like the Cavs had something to win for, which is low key what I was afraid about. Especially since that was the first game with all 3 of them: Kyrie, KD, and Harden. And then after that, the second game, KD didn't even play. So it's like, I feel like they could have won if KD played. Because this is my other issue. Why is Harden so passive? Because now we've seen 3 games with them. And if we look, Harden's not, it's not like the first game niggas were like, all right, Kyrie's shooting a lot. Harden was passing up shots. Second game, in a game without KD, where Kyrie didn't even shoot that much, and Harden is literally still shoot like the second Cavs game. Harden shot like I think the same amount of shots as he shot in the first Cavs game. KD's not here. Where are the shots going to? I understand like his assist numbers like jumped up, but do they need someone like? Do they want Harden to come in as their point guard? Is that what Harden really wants to do? Does he want to be an orchestrator of the offense more than like being the offense itself? Or is it also because like at the end of the day, yeah, he can come in and just drop 40. Like while being out of shape and everything. Harden came in, comes in. and on any given game, randomly, he can just drop 40. And we understand that. But it's like because he's not conditioned, he can't do that every game right anymore. So I'm thinking maybe that's it. So that's probably gonna start ramping up later. Let's see how that all fits. I don't know. All of them are all kind of on ball, but KD, I guess, really working the Warrior system for a while really like helped him, so he doesn't even care. And honestly, it might even be better for him just because, coming straight back from Achilles injury, he can. I mean, he still looks great, like as if he never left it. But it's like I feel like he grew a lot from the Warriors that I feel like a lot of people take for granted. Like even if you look at Andrew Wiggins, I said this last year the moment he got traded, bro. I said Andrew Wiggins is gonna start looking better because them niggas are gonna teach him how to play fucking defense. Like sometimes it's really just the place you're at. Because keep in mind, Jimmy Butler was at the fucking Timberwolves, took them to like third in the West until he got injured, and then they fell all the way down. That's why he got mad. I'd be mad too, bro. Third in the West. This is one of the deep West too, bro. One of the West that niggas were worried about. Then he gets injured. Your second round. I think Jimmy Butler was a second round pick, right? Your second round pick. You see all the like literally a number one pick in Wiggins. I forgot what Cat was. He's like top three. I'm pretty sure too. Like these top picks, them niggas don't even feel like they're trying. Nah, bro. I'd be sick as shit too, bro. And then he goes to the fucking 76ers. Them niggas are like a lucky shot away from probably winning game seven against the Raptors. And then if everything happens, same thing like happens to the Warriors and they're like literally injured and undermanned, 76ers are winning. That would have been a 76ers chip. Niggas wouldn't have been questioning Ben Simmons as much. And they wouldn't be questioning Embiid as much. But didn't happen. And last year, Kawhi was a lot of people's gums. But that's besides the point. Skip Bayless. But Max Kellerman. Yeah. I don't know. That's I guess my feelings about the Nets. The Nets. The Nets. Guess another thing we can just talk about is so I don't think we really I talked about it too much on my last podcast with Hay and Deezy, Dion and Hayden, them niggas. Because I don't know if I talked about it last time on that podcast, but Donald Trump got banned on a lot of fucking stuff, bruh. And this might sound like I'm a Donald Trump fan, but hear me the fuck out, all right? I don't really like the nigga either. Like in a like ironic and or like funny way, or like just laugh at the situation, like any guy does on Twitter. It's like you see his tweets, fucking laugh, see what people are talking about under there, laugh at both sides arguing, whether it's the liberals or the conservatives, because the Democrats and fucking Republicans are both gonna like they're both like in a sense cahoots, bro. They literally just taking turns screwing the country instead of like just coming up with one general plan. Like if you just think about it, like the just the idea of those. I don't know. I'm getting off fucking topic, bro. But listen to me, all right? It's like I guess it's like I'm trying to think of the best fucking acronym or whatever. Like it's like going up a straight ramp versus going up a ramp that has a whole bunch of fucking bumps or some shit. Nah, that's not even right either. It's fucking weird. Cause it's like, all right, it's like you have two corridors, bro. Like you can either go left or right, and you go left for a little bit. You're like, okay, this is pretty cool. We could do some stuff to help out some of these people, and then a few years later, so you stop going towards the left, and you're like, all right, let I don't really want to go here anymore. Let's go the other way. So you backtrack all the way because they keep in mind them niggas go at the beginning of every fucking new presidency if they especially if they switch lines. They go and take off a whole bunch of shit the other president did first. So we're doing plans halfway. Keep that in mind. That in itself is more or less a waste of money. I don't care what anyone tells me. If you build half a fucking house and you just leave the rest, and your dumbass is having rain coming raining on your dumbass, bruh, and you're just like, well, we at least we stop building it before we take more money. Yeah, I guess. But now you have half a fucking house. It rains. I have a roof. It rains. Nigga, you use an umbrella. Fuck you. All right. So you backtrack, and then you go all the way to the right side of the corridor. You keep on going for a while. You know, maybe you walk 4 miles, or maybe you feel comfortable and you walk 8 miles, man. Then you're like, all right, let's go back and forth. Obviously, every now and then you find some new things, like like different health, little bit different health plans, man. Little bit like little different variances because like you've been through it a few times now. You know a bit of the surroundings. You know what places you haven't really checked out, corners you haven't really crept into, some slot doorways, kind of. And it's like that's stupid if you think about it. Instead of having like collaborate and like you can even see that in every single fucking piece of thing. This the country of the United States is really torn in almost every little thing, and it's literally stupid. And that's why I don't really like. That's why I always be like, it bothers me like when people like on Instagram or Twitter be saying like shit like, "Oh, if you don't vote this, you're you're basically voting for the other person. If you do this, you're this." I'm like, yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like if we just chose a nice gray area, everything would be doing decently, bro. Because at least we're sticking to something, bro. We're not just doing this for a little bit and then we're doing something else, bro. It's like to all my investors out there, it's like pulling your option too early. Like that's what I'm saying, man. Shit should just be a loss. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. But back to what I was getting at before, man, with Trump and all his accounts getting banned. Like, I don't see why. Like, obviously, people were like laughing at him, clapping it up, memes and everything. All that is great because don't get me wrong, I love a good laugh. But it's like it gets to a point where you just gotta sit down and you're like, these niggas basically own me online. Like Facebook and Google, basically with the fact that everything we use basically run on one of those two. Like they're literally collecting data on you all the time. Keep in mind, Instagram is owned by or Facebook owns Instagram, so that counts too. But basically, like everything you do is run by those tech corporations. And at the end of the day, in order to ensure mutual growth, it's better if they collaborate. And you guys are probably saying, nah, they don't do that. Why would they do that? They gotta be, they can't be working together so they can grow instead of competing and then having to lower prices because they're competing or because or having certain bid wars because they don't want the other one to get ahead of the other, right? That's that's the issue, bro. That's what people don't understand. Like, because the cable companies did this exact same shit. If you look, like, like for most of America, bro, for most of the United States, bro, you have the same few cable companies, bro. Even cell phone shit. You have the same few ones, or like the smaller ones, which are just like smaller extensions from the bigger ones that they just let them like use their tower and shit. It's literally like all of these joints are run by the same group of companies. Technically, because there's multiple groups or multiple companies, it's not a monopoly because they're not run by the same person. It's not technically a monopoly. But let's say all of you guys are like, because in the beginning there's a lot of you guys. Let's say it's new technology. In the beginning there's a lot. Nobody has chooses one yet, and they just start popping up all over the place. Now, let's say a few like of those cable companies, because this is literally what happened, come in and they're like, you know what? If we work in a group in this area, we can basically push all the smaller ones out, take control of this area, and we can basically price these niggas in this area as much as we fucking want. And then all them niggas started doing it because it's like, yo, they're making mad cheap. It's mad cheddar. Cheddar. But like, it's just mad bread, man. Like, so they all started doing that, bro. And now there's really just a few of them because most of them have really already merged. They already, and then now since they're a group, they're a law. They have enough money to basically lobby, and when you have enough money to lobby, you basically decide the laws. Like if you're a big enough like group of people, which is why I was saying when these cable companies group up, when these tech companies group up, we're not seeing the issue with them all being in unison and together. Because that's why there are some places that like in the world that have like faster internet than the United States. And it's like, and while you guys are like, well, why does that matter? For the most part, that shit was more or less developed here. So it would make, just like since you would technically have more time with it, you would like to think anyways that your country would be able to develop it a lot further than other people's. But it's always possible that some people have advancements before you. But this is the thing: America has the capital. Like America has the money, the cachet. These niggas can literally get any new tech if they wanted it and basically utilize it. And I and to an extent, they do be getting like the best top of the grade line shit first. They get the top of the top stuff, bruh. But they don't extend that same stuff towards like the people in the sense. And what I'm saying is essentially is America's too rich to not really be having like that fast internet compared to like a lot of other countries. America's too big. America's too. It's too much, bro. Niggas be running too much. Niggas be running too much shit for them to be this. For all these people to be this weekend Wi-Fi connection, bro. When I can't play 2K with the boys because niggas are disconnecting is a problem. But that's basically what the cable companies did. Grouped up, charged higher prices because there was less companies, and so people had to turn to them. They lobbied so it was harder for other people to put up cable lines or telephone lines. Like they literally made it harder for other companies to compete with them. So they're literally other companies do not compete. That is basically like a private sector, but it's not. So when you think about stuff like that, and then now it's kind of the same thing with tech. Like at this point, everybody should already know. Facebook had fucking court hearings. I think Twitter might have. I think like a whole bunch of tech companies have. But like at this point, like there's a whole bunch of these tech companies, and the way they all larped together, right, to kick Trump off Twitter, like because it was like Trump got banned from Twitter. He got banned from basically every other site and service. Like that's the other thing. It was services too. Like fucking Amazon and Google fucking banned Trump, bro. Like, I didn't know this many people knew that I was hitting Trump up on Google Hangouts, bro. Like, me and him be having the best Google Hangout chats, bro. Sometimes he looks at my wish list on Amazon. Like, this nigga was banned off these shits, bro. Like, think about that. And like I said, I understand why they did it, and that because at least to their reasoning, and the reason why I'm being so skeptical, you'll find out later, man. Man, I'm trying to sizzle y'all, like sizzle y'all niggas in there, man. You feel me? Gotta go slow. Gotta go slow with it. All right. So it's like they're do like technically they're doing this for the right reason, is what I'm saying. But the ability to wipe out someone's entire online presence is pretty significant nowadays, and is only going to be more and more significant as time goes on, just because of how much internet itself has made us like all more unified, interconnected, like just around the world. The ease that social media, like Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, while they do like have a lot of those like obviously money grubbing, some weird or completely unproven facts or articles. So to the extent where people have to be careful about them. Like you keep all of that in mind. Like I guess it makes sense that they did it because for like the reason they said was to like basically stop possible violence or groups to be formed due to him or be due to what he says. So so basically for like the greater good for protection. I understand that. But this is where I have an issue because there are times where these companies literally put their pot like in the sense that at the end of the day, it would have been worse if Trump was sending tweets on Twitter's platform and they banned him, right? Would have been worse if they didn't ban him. He did it. He kept on talking on Twitter, bro. He was just yapping, man. He wasn't talking. He was yapping, man. All right, tweeting with those tiny fingers, man. He was doing that. So let's say he's doing that, and then boom, capital gets rushed again, or some other shit happens. Multiple capitals in many different states, and this I think that actually like some of these states actually did have people rushing them still, but like just people doing that, and it's due to his words or due to him, or he actually like planned one with someone. Like Twitter doesn't want Trump to create any senseless violence, bro. Basically, and it makes sense. But the ability to wipe out somebody's entire online presence like that because all these companies are in cahoots. Because obviously these niggas can be like, "Oh, we're just following the trend with Twitter, and we don't want him to like come to our platform and say it'd be random platforms that had nothing to fucking do with it, do with those shits, and they were just cutting them off." Additionally, because you also have to keep in mind like they weren't just doing that. There's also some people would refer to them as alt right platforms in a sense to say that Twitter is more leftist, and so the views and a lot of stuff that you see on Twitter would reflect most more leftist, and it would frown upon the conservatives, people on the right. So they they cut a lot of those off. Like so Amazon has these cloud services that basically allow people to host like different websites, different things, files, basically host it on their like servers, and they're able to still like basically run a company in a lot less steps. And it's like allows them to like basically make social media in seconds without having actual servers. So there was a social media app, and there was actually a lot of those, like, and Parlor, and one of them is Parlor, and it was running on AWS, I believe, and they cut that, they sniped the shit. That shit was gone. So I heard they did that to a whole bunch of other sites that were on Google Cloud Services or Microsoft Cloud Services. Like, they were cutting off these places and everything. And like I said, it's all good and makes sense, but you have to keep in mind they have the ability to go ahead, cut off a company or a potential company or anything, like it cut off random people's like income or anything, and they say it's due to any reason that they want. And in a way, because they're all the bigger company, all they're all the bigger tech giants in a sense, that all in a sense kind of up and support each other. When you keep that in mind, the the way they're able to like forge public opinion or sway it in a sense, because or not even just that, like even like just if things got to the worst, and I doubt there will be like, I feel like we're gonna start putting younger people in there, or at least people that understand how fucking technology works. So when these niggas like when they take Facebook or Twitter or whatever place to these hearings, they're literally telling these niggas, "Yo, I know you're bullshitting me." Like, cause some of those hearings be sad. Like them niggas do not like those congressmen really do are too old, bruh. You do not be. How do you not know what a website is, bruh? It's some of this basic shit, bruh. I can't. I can't. Bruh. You can't have these congressmen with when they go home, bruh. They be asking their grandkids to type stuff up on their computers for them because they be typing with the fucking pinkies and fucking pointer fingers like fucking weirdos. All right, you can't be having them really talk about tech stuff. Y'all gonna know what the hell they're fucking supposed to be saying. Same thing what Apple does to sell products. Honestly, say a whole bunch of complicated shit in the fucking like announcement shit, and just give you a phone that's not really too much different, except the price point. Raise that bitch up. You feel me? But that's a rant for another day. All right. But basically, I don't know, man. Like, I can't be the only one that's like looking at it in a lens and saying, y'all niggas don't think it's kind of dangerous all the power they have. I can't be the only one. Or maybe I am the lone soldier in this fight, but I might not be. And to even like go further with it, like because like I was saying, and I can literally just use Twitter as a perfect example. So I don't know how many people actually know, but there's actually a community of people on Twitter, and they call themselves like maps or non-maps, but they're really just like pedos, man. They pedos, bro. They touch kids or they want to, bro. So like, and if you haven't seen them, that's good, man. Keep yourself away from such fucking idiocracy and weirdo territory. But like, there's the maps, and like, I guess those are the because there's two types, and like, I don't, none of them are good. The non maps, and they're like people who like just fantasize about it. Yeah. I didn't know if you guys heard me. They're the ones that fantasize about it. Just to let you know. Just they don't do none of the touching, none of the. They don't go and actually get the victims, bro. They just think about them. So it's like, let's say your little brother, your son, or maybe your son. Maybe you're walking past someone in the mall. You think you don't really mind their glare because you don't think they're looking at you, and obviously you would never think that they're looking at your son or your little brother's booty. That shit crazy, man. And they just go home and they just keep that thought in their head. Hmm. And then there's the actual maps, like the actual participating, but like, and the fact that they're even like an actual community is even worse, bruh. These niggas have like in their Twitter bio, they have their fucking target ages that they like. Like the whole thing is a fucking setup, bruh. It's a fucking setup. Like it's impossible, bruh. Like the fact that they're all there, it is crazy because like you see it every now and then if you already see them pop up or like you've seen like people like just talk about them. Like they apparently be trying to like squeeze into the oh my gosh, I'm forgetting the letters right now. The LGBTQ plus community. I don't know if I did that right. LGB. So okay, I was like thinking what was like if it was a B. So LGBTQ plus. What does the B stand for? I don't actually remember. Now I'm curious. Wait. What is the B? Bisexual. All right. So they were trying to like say they're part of that community. Nah, that community on Twitter pushed them out. Like for the most part, anyways, pushed them out. And like I don't know, bruh. But niggas, plenty of people have made like complaints about these accounts. Twitter refused to like ban them because they don't like go against any of their policies. Apparently, even though what do Twitter's policies say that they can't stand for any child harassment or some shit like that. It's some to that extent. I know there's a policy on it. I've seen that shit, bro. So niggas be like, they have all of that all over Twitter. And actually, Twitter got caught on that shit recently, man. In fact, I kind of want to pull out the entire thing, but for now, I'll give the synopsis. All right. Let me should I pick a good voice changer, man? One that would really like fit for this. Let me see if I can get one. We gonna test these voices together. All right. Three, two, one. That shit was ass. Nope. Let's try it. Hurry up.
Hurry up. Hello. Uh, this shit. Okay. Yeah. Let's do the synopsis like now you can.
You can understand me. You can understand me. Is this any better? Well, is this any better? Hopefully. All right. I'm just gonna stick with the clean one. All right. So this is what happened. Basically, in Twitter, on Twitter, or around Twitter, but all right. Actually, let me go back. So basically, there was a kid. I think he was like 12, 11, like 11 or 13 range. He was on kick. He thought he was talking to other people around his age, his peers, you could say. Thought he was talking to his peers, and then they would come. They asked for pictures, he sent pictures, and then after he sent pictures, they blackmailed him and said, "If you don't send more pictures, send pictures with you and another guy. Send this all over school, full, and make sure you get fully fixed." All right. I'm not trying to make light of the situation. I'm just saying exactly what I know in my way. But basically, that happens, and it ends up getting stomped out. Few years later, coming into 2021, the pictures resurface on Twitter on map accounts. Like some map accounts start talking about it, hyping it up. Other map accounts, non-map accounts, they all come, make it a big thing, and people start like obviously like, and this is an unfortunate thing. Bad publicity is still publicity, bro. Like that's why people do stupid things to get clout, bro. Because at the end of the thing, at the end of the day, clout is clout. All right? Even if you did something stupid, even if you did something dumb, everybody knows you now. But basically, um, they see it like they see the boy and I think the other guy, who the other boy who ends up being in it, see it or they find out about it. They ask Twitter like directly. They reported it to Twitter and like, "Yo, hey, this is my underage photos. Take it down." Um, they put it up there without my consent. It's nude underage photos, so take it down. Twitter emails them back essentially saying they have not violated any terms of service, so they don't they can't take it down. But if you'd like to send a copyright um, infringement email, you would have to do that in a different like with a different service, basically. So it ends up getting to the point where Twitter, like, because look, you can say, "Oh, that's your automated messages and all that bullshit." Nah, because it ended up taking a while because they needed like cops try to make Twitter do it and they couldn't. It got to the point where Homeland Security, bro, part of the government, man, government. God bless America. All right, Homeland Security had to contact Twitter and make them take the pictures down. All right, so all that happens, and I'm trying to find the article, bro. Homeland. I'm just gonna, Homeland Security forces Twitter. That would be all I need. Man, I'll find it, bro. I'll find it and I'll just put it up on the Instagram, bro. I'll find a story on it. But basically, it took all the way. It took Homeland Security to come and force Twitter to take down the photos. So what am I getting at? There was a lot of public outcry and pointed at Twitter to already uh, been taking down these accounts, this community. Did they do it? No. When multiple things did happen, because this is just one example, and it's a pretty recent example as far as I know. But this is just one thing that happened, and the fact that Twitter is able to just like was able to like turn a blind eye, or like was purposely turning a blind eye, I have to say honestly, until Homeland Security got involved. I think that's an issue. So basically, what I'm saying is that while they have the power to like ban, or while they have the power to like keep people with presence and like still form a community. Keep in mind the same argument. Like although they're both bad. Like I'm not arguing for either of them. I'm saying the fact that the map community stayed up means that it would technically be allowed for the the Trump America, people, man. I just want my tractor. Them people. All right. Riding up with their rifles. Come and claim back their America. All right. Let those people do their shit. Like, in my opinion, like if you're not gonna take this banning job seriously, you might as well not have the fucking job. All right. Case closed. That's what I'm saying. And that's not the only thing. What's the other stuff? All these social medias like also be having these issues with these black back doors and all these shit. Because keep in mind, they own your accounts to the extent of. Remember, I want to say it was around summer-ish. This summer, when the whole Bitcoin scandal on Twitter. Man, I wish I had a better voices for today, but I'll have to do it myself. Back in the summer of 2020, we had the biggest Bitcoin scandal in Twitter history. On Twitter, somehow, someone was able to get the back end to Twitter admin's account and get into the account. Now, Twitter admins have the ability to control, or at least one of the people, whoever was at that level that let the clears go. That's besides the point. Twitter admins are able to access essentially any account they want. So, these scammers got on the accounts of people like President Obama, Elon Musk, Bill Gates. They got on accounts like these and said essentially during these hard times, we understand people are struggling. We are willing to double Bitcoin. And so send us your Bitcoin and we'll send you back double. And they scammed plenty of people out of their Bitcoin. I think they're people were looking because you can track like the buy and sell of Bitcoin. People were predicting like damn near like millions, like in the millions, if like not a million at the very least, bro. Like I think there was a low estimate of like 500K, but like still. And it's just because of one Twitter admin letting their account get into, bro. And it's just the fact that you look at all these niggas, bro. Like these are people, bro. Like I'm sorry, me and you, we're people. But these niggas are. They influence policy people, bro. They're the big names, bro. They're the people who are appearing on the magazine. Let's be honest, man. We're not magazine ready. I'm assuming, bro. Like, I don't know. Maybe you just a fucking famous nigga listening to me, or like you just jacked. You might just make it on some amateur magazines, bro. It's not impressive still, but like I guess you a little bit better than me. Nigga just yelling in his room. But who cares about that? What we're here to talk about is the fact that Twitter allowed all these famous accounts, all these powerful people's accounts to get hacked, get straight into just having such an obvious backdoor to the point where once you get past that first level of security, you can basically do whatever you want. At this time, Donald Trump was still president, but it was let's say it was a different president. Because I think the Bitcoin thing was actually, they used Joe Biden's account as well. So they use a president-elect. Now imagine, just because the ability of you can just say whatever on Twitter and you can actually influence some stuff. Like I remember Elon said on Twitter, I think Tesla stock is overpriced. And then Tesla stock fell. That type of shit, right? Or Bill Gates will say some stuff, Microsoft will go up. Even though I don't even think he's CEO anymore. Or Trump could literally arguing with other politicians on Twitter. or like even other like people from other countries on Twitter, literally creating havoc possibly, and the possibility of stirring up like even wars, just because saying the wrong things. Because at the end of the day, these are politicians, bruh. These are the niggas that are supposed to represent our country. So the fact that they're like one of the platforms that they use to speak could be like infiltrated that easily. And it's not even just Twitter, and it's not even just these problems that Twitter has. Like with the whole like election stuff, and it wasn't just Twitter; it was Facebook, Twitter, technically Instagram, because Instagram is owned by Facebook. Them niggas just be having different names and think they can fucking slide away, bro. Low key, Mark Zuckerberg is smart, bro. How much you wanna bet he's secretly loading a whole bunch of shit into Instagram? That's why Instagram on a fucking marketplace now. Shit looks stupid. Everybody was saying it. They got a marketplace now. Twitter probably gonna do that shit soon too. They already added stories. Them little fleets, man. Fleet done, bro. But essentially, like, I guess I'm just gonna go to the basics. Social media can be bad. Like, and in the sense that these companies can be bad. And right now, we're hoping for a few of them to be good. And while people can be like, can bring up charities, here's my thing. I don't know anything about taxes, but what I do know is that you get a tax break if you donate to charities. So that's one thing where it's like it actually can gain them. Like if they give up enough, if they gave up a certain amount of money, they can gain even more money later. These niggas are like fucking up there, bro. Obviously they're doing this. I think it was the Panama Papers back in the day where all these companies and people were found for having fucking accounts offshore. And then after that, they have all this money, all this power. What they do? They influence politics. How they do it? Well, they have money. That's why you see some of these politicians being like randomly getting caught having a whole bunch of fucking money, bruh. Like, have been like low key laundering money, saying it's for this plan or this project. They launder the money, and then like some of them are smart, right? They go put it into like investment stuff, get more money, start pushing some of it out so people don't realize that you laundered it, so you don't get caught. Well, then other people are just straight stupid, and the moment they steal some money, they just go and use it on one dumb thing or like a few really expensive dumb things instead of just getting their money up in general, bro. And it's the smart ones you gotta worry about because the dumb ones are gonna get caught at one point. All right, this is a dog in the politician world. Is a dog eat dog world, bro. Niggas will snitch on you, bro. Like that. That's what a whistleblower is, bro. You saw how many whistleblowers Donald Trump had. Never have I heard so much about random people just be saying shit. Like these are the niggas that are at your house on the daily. It's like you just randomly pull up to school and your sister's telling everybody all your secrets. You get on the bus one day, niggas all like, hey, look, that's Jimmy. He got a fucking mole on his butt. Fucking mole butt. They call you mole butt on the bus. That shit crazy. Niggas were bullies back in the days, bro. Freaking elementary school, to an extent, with the trenches, bro. Depending on where you were from. Shit. Things got like been getting a little softer around there, though. At least for me, they got a zero tolerance policy, which is kind of stupid, but I don't know if it works. It's basically, honestly, what it basically does. I'm just gonna get in this real quick, just cause like I'm just gonna like I might end up telling a story about like me younger, some of my younger days. Young nah, bruh. Kid nah. Man, maybe I'll get a kid voice filter. but I'll just like be quick about this, bro. Like basically, they started like doing this. I want to say somewhere in middle school for me, around my sixth, seventh grade year. They started doing some stupid policy called the zero tolerance policy. And this is what the zero tolerance policy did. Imagine if you get in a fight with another kid, and there would be times, obviously, where you don't incite the fight. You are literally there to defend yourself. The zero tolerance policy basically says that it doesn't matter who started the fight. Both y'all niggas are getting punished. Both y'all niggas are in trouble. They literally punish the fucking Nate Robinsons of the world. All right, they punish them niggas. That's terrible. How you gonna punish someone's that's knocked out on the floor? That's disgusting, bruh. Like, imagine that. Them niggas actually were doing that fucking bullshit. And then they had this fake child left behind fucking program where they weren't really doing shit, but they would say they were doing shit and then kind of report it when all they did was really lower fucking a whole bunch of like requirements for like different graduations. So it'd be easier to fucking pass people. Then you can be like, oh yeah, look at these numbers. These numbers are saying we're doing better, but the average intelligence is actually pretty fucking low. Fucking school is stupid, bro. And it's not like the idea of a school is stupid. Just how they fucking do it. Like, it just does not work. Gotta drink water, man. Whew. Now, for the closing moments of my lovely podcast. Yeah, he's about to stop talking, man. But we just started. Okay, damn. We just gonna talk about NFL. The NFL. A little bit, just because it's the end. Now, I'm not a big NFL person, but just gonna report on some stuff. So, on Sunday, the Buccaneers, and I was like seeing the scores actually live for not the Buccaneers game because that was the earlier game, for the Bills and Chiefs game. Oh, because I did record originally on Sunday. But the Buccaneers beat the Packers. Tom Brady beat Aaron Rodgers. Now, I heard that there's a whole bunch of lore to this, man. Whole bunch. For you see, there was this goat called Tom Brady, the greatest thrower in all the lands. And here comes young, or not so young anymore, Aaron Rodgers coming to take the crown. In his many years, Sir Brady has been weakened, but he has left his old lands and joined up with a new crew. A bunch of wild buccaneers. And though their struggles were great, they were able to make it past Aaron Rodgers, who had challenged them to a legacy game. One that would determine a storyline for the foreseeable future. Sir Brady won that game. And to some, Sir Rodgers lost that game. And to others, niggas say it's a coach's fault. But who fucking really knows? Guess people who watch the game. Don't worry, you NFL fucking nasty fans. Nigel's gonna come back one day. Wow, that's actually terrible. By the time he comes back, this is damn well about to be over. I gotta get football people on here. Football people, get on this bit, man. Get on this bitch. But in the next one, the Bills lost to the Chiefs. I won't lie, I kind of wanted the Bills to win just because I thought it'd be funny. It's just like the people last year, because like everybody had the Chiefs going to the Super Bowl again. So if the Bills won, it would have just been fucking funny. So, and I understand that in the same way that I remember last year, or not even last year, fucking literally just a few months ago at this point, like 5 months ago, because that's when the NBA playoffs were. I think they got eliminated either August or no, it was in September. I'm pretty sure when the Nuggets eliminated the Clippers, bro. Before, like literally, when it was literally a 3-1 series, people were saying, like my friends are saying, I hope the Nuggets win. And then after that, every game they won. I hope the Nuggets win. I hope the Nuggets sweep these guys. I hope the Nuggets. They were saying that because it would have been, not because like, and me, I was like, no, because I was one of the niggas that chose the Clippers to win. I think I even said it in one of the podcasts. I said, and I'm not one of those niggas that was like stupid and was like Kawhi Leonard is the best player in the league. No, he's not. He was not. I was saying I still said LeBron was. So I was all like, Kawhi was second. I think I said. I think Kawhi was second. And then I think I have Giannis third, AD fourth, some shit like that. It's just off the top of my head. And then LeBron first, obviously. But I was all like, the Clippers feel like they have more, like actual pieces. Like if everybody like people who like consistently were doing good, everybody does good. They're sweeping past most of the competition, and then they're going against the Lakers. And I was like, they beat the Lakers. Then I was all like, I don't think the Bucks, because especially by the time you went to the playoffs, you could tell fucking the coach had not thought about anything to like fix the issue with the Giannis defense, the wall, bruh. Fuck, bruh. Nick Nurse really ruined like 2 years of Giannis's career. The nigga came up with the Trump wall and fucking threw it at Giannis, and now niggas, everybody just be using it on him. Then the man had a change up after he started like finally he started doing so good, bruh. That man bulked up. He was all like, I'm just gonna run past niggas and say, move, bitch, get out the way, and dunk on your heads, bruh. That man was doing that. All right, he was doing that. Then he was playing great defense, amazing defense. So, what do I have to actually say by the end of it? Well, I wanted the Chiefs to lose because it'd be funny. In the same way, people wanted the Clippers lose, and they did. Because to the Nuggets because it'd be funny, and it was. Shout out playoff P. But that's it for the podcast. Talked about a little football. Talked about the dangers of technology. Talked about the nuts.